Your Miami Hurricanes are 1-0 after tonight's big game opening against the Fighting Irish. We're here with your instant reaction after the big game. C2 Benjamin, tonight was huge, man. I just love the energy throughout here, but a lot of things happened throughout the game. Let's go ahead.
I mean, first and foremost, shout out to Miami for being 1-0. Like, that's always the mantra, right? To be 1-0. So that's what they are right now, 1-0, and they beat the runner-ups from last year, Notre Dame. So that's impressive. So shout out to the Miami Hurricanes getting the win, even though it got shaky in the end, where Miami was up by 10 in the second half in this game, and Notre Dame had a chance to win this game in the end. But the story is Malachi Tony. Malachi Tony balled out today. The freshman from American Heritage Plantation High School had how many catches?
Six catches for 82 yards. Yeah.
85 yards, I think it was.
Oh,
85.
Okay.
10 targets, though. 10 targets.
Yeah, no.
Apparently, Carson Beck likes Malachi Tony. We all do, but damn. Like,
a 17-year-old out here making plays, man. It was just amazing to see. No, for sure.
That's what blew my mind. The fact that you have a freshman as your top playmaker. A freshman? And this is not no ordinary freshman as well. I think he's like 17. He reclassed. Let's have that understanding as well. He reclassed. He really is supposed to be a senior in high school, and he was out here on this field balling like a dog. Scored the first touchdown for Miami. Great throw by Carson Beck. But I'm a little worried that a freshman is your top playmaker in game one. How you feeling about that?
I mean, I understand what you mean by that, but Malachi Tony, he's different. You see what he did at American Heritage. This man can play any position on the field. He stepped in, played quarterback. He's just that talented of a player that he is able to make plays like he does. And even Mario said that he has matured so much in the way he addresses the game, his maturity level since he's been here. It's just been remarkable. Yeah. And that says a lot coming from Coach Cristobal of how important or how Malachi is taking this game of Storm. Like, also like, he was in the presser today, but after the presser, I'm like, oh, good game, Mally. He goes, yeah. And then I gave him his stats, and he goes, yeah, that was okay. So him not being satisfied with his stats or not being satisfied, this is his first career touchdown, college career touchdown. Yeah. And, I just expect so much more out of him. But at the same time, I understand what you mean by him being the most productive receiver on the field.
Yeah, I mean, he returned punts in this game, which I thought was an upgrade from last year.
Yeah, special teams definitely stepped it up a bit. I was happy to see that.
A lot of questionable pass interference calls where he could have had an even more productive day. So shout out to baby Jesus. We expect to see a lot more from him. I think he has a chance to break the freshman all-time record by Amon Richards. So we'll see if that happens. That's something definitely to watch for the rest of the season. But the question that came up for me is, like, where's JoJo at? Where's Ray at? Why isn't, CJ Daniels, we have to shout out that catch. That catch was amazing. You'll see it on ESPN probably all day tomorrow.
You can see it on my Twitter, too.
Yeah,
Where is he, too?
It's on my IG story. Shout out to my guy Robeson, a football hotbed, for getting a really amazing picture. He was good, but not as good as Malachi Tony. CJ Daniels was supposed to be the leading receiver.
He's the veteran of the receiving corps.
Keelan Marion, he had, I think, a catch in this game. I don't know. It just seems like we should have saw a lot more from this offense than just a dominating performance by Malachi Tony.
So what does that mean? Like, what are you saying exactly about the receiving corps?
Well, let's go to Carson Beck, though. Carson Beck, he didn't play in the spring, so I think that kind of hurts the chemistry with the receivers. So I feel like he has to develop more chemistry with the other receivers, And Elijah Lofton, can we see him, like,
oh my gosh,
like the tight ends didn't really have a day today at all. I want to see them getting involved. I don't want to see 2023 Miami, where there was no tight end involvement at all.
Absolutely not.
So just because Elijah Arroyo is no longer with the team and there's no more Cam McCormick, doesn't mean you don't have playmakers like Elijah Lofton who shouldn't get the football. So it just means to me that more playmakers need to get involved if they want to continue to win games consistently.
I agree with you. Definitely, I have to see more from the offense. Definitely going forward. I mean, Malachi cannot be the only one, especially when you have guys like JoJo Trader on the roster. You know what I mean? So definitely want to see more from him as well. But defensively, definitely was a step up in this game.
Yeah, I thought so. They shut the door at the end of the game.
Absolutely.
You know, Ruben Bain.
Hurricane Bain.
I thought Akeem Mesidor was good in this game as well.
Gosh, yes.
David Blay had some plays. I thought Torre showed some flashes here and there. Defensive backs, you know, had some issues sometimes. I mean, the first touchdown, like how do you lose the players in the end zone? Just lock onto a guy when a guy's like scrambling like he's Johnny Manziel out there. So I'm just saying like that, and there was a couple of times where the other mishap was when the tight end was wide open for the biggest game that they had of the game, which really kind of, you know, put this game in question. So I had some questions about the defensive backs a little bit, but the defensive line looks solid.
How do you think they did as far as having a freshman quarterback to defend?
I felt like they could have did a better job of containing him running the football. You know, I felt like he had a pretty decent day running the football.
Right.
Passing, he was conservative, obviously his first start, so wasn't expecting that much from him. Number 6, Faison, that kid from Pinecrest, I thought he played really well. Jeremiah Love had some moments as well. I thought their game plan was kind of, you know, weird as well. I felt like they should have ran the ball more. And I felt like Miami was way too conservative in this game.
What about the run stop defense? I felt like it was, you know, a little iffy at times, shaky.
Yeah, I did think the run defense was a little shaky. But, you know, I think overall this defense will improve.
Absolutely. I agree.
And you're just going to see a better version of the Miami Hurricanes defense with each game.
Yeah, even the last drive, when Notre Dame's last drive, you know, last year I would have been shaking in my boots. But this year it was a little different with the last drive. But it was conservative as well.
Yeah, I don't understand. I really don't understand. I'm going to go back to the offense. Why are we running 3 straight times? Like, come on. Like, you have a quarterback that is being paid a good amount of money, has experience. Trust him. It makes me feel like, do they not trust Carson Beck yet?
Or do they
with
not
the offense?
Exactly. Or do they not trust Carson Beck with the receivers?
Yeah, that definitely could be the case, you know.
You think if that was Cam, it would have been that way?
I don't think so. I think they would. If it was Cam Ward, I think they would have let it rip.
No.
You know. No. So yeah, I just thought when you be conservative, a lot of times you get beat in games when you're conservative. So. Fortunately, this wasn't a game that they got beat for being conservative, but I could see them getting beat if they play like that late in games.
Well, we had, you know, Bain close out the game. He clamped the game with that sack against C.J. Carr, but he also had a pick. I just want to say Bain had a pick in the game.
Yes.
And when I saw it, I'm like, wait a minute, was that Bain?
Yes.
So that was pretty cool to see, but I asked West about it. He's like, I see stuff like that all the time in practice, so he's not really surprised by it. But Bain was exactly what I thought he would be tonight, coming in, just being that power for the line and just making those plays. He had a half a sack tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. He shared it with somebody, but he did an amazing job tonight. I look forward to seeing more from Bain. He's going to do amazing things this year.
Yeah, I thought he was going to take it to the house for a second. You know, like the way he started like running on that sideline, I thought he was going to truck the quarterback and just take it to the house for a second.
Imagine a Bain pick 6. That's wild. I would have went nuts. I would have went crazy. Defensively, is there anything else that you saw that stood out?
On the defense, not so much, man. I just felt like those lapses where you had the wide open tight end and then you had the wide open player in the end zone. Like, those were kind of the main things for me. I thought they did a pretty decent job of shutting down the run, containing one of the best running backs in college football in Jeremiah Love. And, you know...
What about the linebackers? Popo had 5 tackles.
I thought Popo was out there hitting. Yeah. He was thumping out there. So I like what I saw from him and Torre and Basaint. I think that's a solid group. I really feel like Corey Heatherman is an upgrade at defensive coordinator. They didn't do a lot of blitzing, you know. So a lot of the times with Miami defenses, you see them being a little bit over-aggressive. And when they're over-aggressive, you see these holes in the defense. And I saw them do more of a base type of defense pretty much the entire time, and really kind of trusting their players to play assignment football.
Right. I mean, overall, though, I felt like the defense, I mean, obviously it's better, but overall, I would have wanted to see more out of the entire team. I felt, especially they came out a little slow. I would want to see more from the offensive side, especially that connection with Beck and his receiver core. I want to see the ball spread it out, spread it out for sure. But I did notice Corey Heatherman was everywhere. It was nice to see him working with the guys. He was literally in their faces and everywhere. So, it's just a little different from last year. Yeah. But on the offensive side, like you said, I would like to see more from them. And, next week they have Bethune. I feel like we will see, obviously we will see more. We will see more. But, coming into those USF games and UF, and, Florida game, something has to give. Yeah, something definitely has to give because, Notre Dame has top defense. Yeah. But, I don't know, man.
Yeah, we'll see. It's game 1, so, you don't want to overreact too much, but you do want to kind of, explain kind of what we see and stuff. I do want to also shout out Carter Davis, the kicker.
Yes.
He followed basically 2 legends, kickers in the Borgalis brothers. Yeah. He hit 2 very good field goals. Obviously, the game winner to win it. I think it was like a 40-something yarder to win it. So shout out to him for the game-winning kick, and I look forward to more game-winning kicks for him.
But I must say, because I was here for the 2017 game, it was not as loud as the 2017 game, but it was a great crowd.
I thought it was loud.
It was loud. 66,000 sold out. It was super duper loud in here, especially when it was time for it to be loud. Yeah. So shout out to everyone in Orange coming out, packing the rock. For sure. That definitely made a difference. A lot of recruits were out here. They were able to see everyone out here cheering them on. So that does make a difference. But yeah, I would love for something like that to continue to happen throughout the season, especially when Miami has all of these great home games. I would love for the Rock to be packed every Saturday. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, absolutely. I do want to say, there were a ton of recruits here. Talked to a bunch of them. A lot of them were thoroughly impressed with what they saw. So Miami did a great job in that respect. And I expect more recruiting momentum to continue after a big win like this.
All right. Well, we will be doing more instant reactions. We'll be here at the Hard Rock. So you guys make sure you tune in. I'm C2.
Benjamin.
Make sure you guys follow On Game Podcast. We got some good stuff coming for you next week as well. Thank you, guys.